Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Danganronpa. We almost completed all of chapter 3. We got to the execution of Celeste. I don't even remember what her real name is. That'd be interesting to see if they actually did put her real name in the listing somewhere. Nope, they don't tell a real name after they reveal it. It's still Celeste or Celestia Lutenberg. But now we're asking Kyoko what she was doing this whole time, and apparently, we have told her that we've told Kyoko we believe in her, and she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when I did, I went into action. Dot dot dot.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there. Now what's interesting here is throughout this entire game as Makoto I have tried to get into the girls' bathrooms to search them and the game hasn't let me, but Kyoko had no problem going into the boys' bathroom. In the storage closet there, way in the back, she said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? Alright, so just once again, this is the girls' bathroom. Obviously, I can't go in. Like, there's kind of nothing else here. We even have the action exclamation point in the boys' bathroom. And then, so throughout this entire game, we've been able to see the supply closet and not do anything with it. But obviously there is something now they want to reveal with this. If I can just get the angle slightly right. It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. Now, we haven't been able to give this custom image, see this custom image, but if you want to look at it just for a second here, it is pretty awful. It is very flat, very ugly. It's kind of pixely. There's just kind of nothing here to be seen. And as far as like cleaning materials, it doesn't seem like there's a heck of a lot of them. The secret Kyoko told me about, could it really be hidden here? Well, apparently we're just clicking on the thing. She said it was way at the back of the storage closet. But I mean, seriously. Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet and suddenly, as if I were being yanked in, there's a secret door. Okay, good chunk. At the same time I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. Let's just take a moment though to look at the map. We can't look at the map, darn it. We're gonna have to check that map because it doesn't feel like there was a ton of extra room in that wall for there to be a secret room. That being said, there was plenty of other places where there was room for a secret room, so I'm not super surprised here. Ba-bump. I'd fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out the back wall was like a revolving door, and I'd made my way to the other side. This is definitely some secret room that doesn't seem like it would have much of a reason to actually exist. But as far as why an architect would build that, just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet, and way in the back of the closet, there's a secret room. Wait, why do we need a flashback 2 times or 3 times to get to that one conversation? So this is the secret room, but what's in here? Alright, well, we can see there's no camera or monitor. We can see some pipes, and we can see a desk and some books. It's just a normal desk with normal drawers. And then there's a bunch of files, what look like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. So we have another dusty bookshelf. Looking at everything, one file on the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry. This is the only thing that's not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand. But before I had a chance to look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file, and I turned my attention to it. What's this? It says you must not leave. You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I could understand it if it said, like, I can't leave, but you must not leave? ... What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. Am I getting gassed? It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. Have we seen those words before? I don't know. What do I know? What don't I know? ... I. And here we have somebody in like a evil Monokuma mask hitting you in the back of the head. A strange sound rang out through my head. It felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth, and then darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand what started it. Is it all over? And with that, I opened my eyes. I don't know how long it had been. So he didn't try to kill you, but whoever that was, which didn't look like Monokuma, did knock you out. Considering how Chapter 3 was all about people hitting people in the head with hammers, that would have been an easy opportunity for you to have been murdered. Oh. Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head had proved that much at least. So, are these both plugs or are these something else? Can't click on them. Like one of them looks like an outlet plug. Let's see, well, I'll search the desk again. It's just a normal desk, and then we'll see the entire bookshelf is now empty. An empty bookshelf. Huh? Empty? Gone. It's all gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen to the floor. Were all the other books yearbooks? It's all gone. What does that mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The incessant pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my own room, get some rest. My body was heavy with pain and my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back toward my room. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. The further I walked, the more I felt things are getting blurry. Can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that, we have a ... in green. Well, remember, sleeping outside of the dormitories would get you killed, but apparently passing out doesn't get you killed, so Toko was fine. So it'd be weird if Makoto passed out here and it got him killed. As if from a vast distance I heard a sound. ... It was faint but undeniable. That sound is coming from the gym. As I desperately hauled my shaky frame toward the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. Crack, dog. More sound effects. What's going on? It can't be nothing here in the gym. Alright, well, let's go ahead and click on everything. All that matters is now in the gym. All that matters now is in the gym. We're not going to get any new Monokuma tokens for this chapter, I'm sure. Feels like too much is happening. all at once. I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Kacha, Bakyu, Hagaya, Haya, Pachin, Bakya, Dadadon, Sasha Sha Sha Sha. So, the Ultimate Warrior Sakura is fighting Monokuma. It's surprising that Monokuma isn't stabbing Sakura like before. Like they did to the fashionista. And Monokuma instead is trying to dodge being hit. Before me they raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing?
Dot dot dot.
I asked you a question.
This is
What's
voiced.
the meaning of this? How dare you defy me?
It looks like Sakura might have new scratches on her arm.
This wasn't part of the deal.
The deal?
I've made a decision.
Hmm.
I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay. But you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
Oh, so Monokuma has something hostage over Sakura, and that's why Sakura has been maybe the spy for Monokuma. Dot dot dot. What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then could it be? The mastermind spy is a next generation legend, stand tall galactic hero. It was that one, and we started at like 10 and now we are down to 7 people. To be continued. And now we have a super robot justice present. Do I want to save? Sure. Leon killed Sayaka. So we're getting kind of a recap here, which we're probably about halfway through the game, so it makes sense. Monokuma killed Junko. Boy, was she an underutilized character. Sayaka and Leon also. Then Leon got executed. Then I wonder if the order of which people died matters here. Then Mondo killed Chihiro. Then he got executed. Hifumi killed Taka. Then Celeste killed Hifumi. And then she got executed. And that brings us up to now. At least they kept that short and sweet. Because that recap could have been a lot longer. Next morning in the dining hall, the day after Celeste's case. So now there's only 5 of us. Only a third of the number of people we started with.
Indeed.
Loneliness has become commonplace. That's true. Dot dot dot. Still. So Makoto's probably not going to just immediately confront Sakura. What did I see yesterday? I don't understand. Sakura is the mastermind spy? Can that really be true? Makoto, are you okay? Oh, no, I'm fine. I can't bring it up in front of the others. If I did that, it would just confuse everyone that much more. Dot dot dot. Okay, in that case, let's eat till we pass out. What do you mean, in that case?
I mean,
Well, because look how scary everyone looks. It's gotta be because we're all fighting on empty stomachs, right? If you fill your belly, I'm sure you will all cheer up, so let's eat. Let's fry up some fish and donuts and eat till we can't stand up. That's like a deep impact style meter impact extinction level event combination of foods. What? Those are both breakfast time top sellers. Still, the till we can't stand up part is a problem. After we're done, we need to go explore.
See.
That's right, since the class trial is over, new areas should have opened up.
It's true.
Plus, we still have alter ego. We don't have to give into despair just yet. She's right, we have to plan ahead and think about the future. This is like the third or fourth time somebody has mentioned alter ego in the presence of cameras, when there have been multiple times in which they have intentionally not mentioned alter ego in the presence of cameras.
You got it.
Yeah. Think happy thoughts, not deathy thoughts.
You know?
Not real word, deathy. Like, when are we gonna get out of here, right?
Serious.
When this is all over, I want to get reborn for serious. I mean, reborn as someone serious.
Well,
Hey, are you okay? That sounds like someone who's about to die would say. I'm totally okay. I'm not gonna die. Why? Because there aren't gonna be any more murders. Huh? What makes you so sure?
According to the spirits,
I predicted it last night. Since it revealed itself to me from the ether, there's no doubt about it. How accurate is your fortune telling anyway?
how about that?
I can usually hit 20 or 30% on a good day. That seems really low.
It's not like some
Well,
occult
yeah.
mystery.
It's not like it's ESP or whatever. Of course, I'm only gonna get it right
The occult
sometimes.
is bullcrap.
I told you, my fortune telling isn't some occult thing.
so,
Fortune telling isn't a cult?
You got it all wrong.
Of course not. Clairvoyance is clairvoyance. Don't put it in the same category as cattle mutilation. Cattle what?
so,
He's referring to the urban legend where aliens abduct cows and dissect them as part of their research.
Actually,
No, you're calling it an urban legend. As a matter of fact, it's true. As a matter of fact, it happened to me. It's all happened one day when I went to go get a hamburger. It was a place I'd never been before. They claimed their patties were 100% all beef. So I got a burger to go and headed home. And before long,
the end is nigh.
the sky was filled with a mysterious blinding light.
Some crazy beam came out of nowhere and locked onto my hamburger.
This is a crazy scene to custom animate. There's just like no reason for this to exist at all.
And as soon as the beam touched it, the burger started floating in midair. And then, still floating there,
Why are you voice acting this
entire
section
burger
too?
started coming apart. One part of it just vanished, while the rest fell back into my hand. Do you realize what that means? It means the burger wasn't 100% beef. It must have had some pork or something mixed in. Something like 70% pork and 30% beef would be my guess.
See, if the case here was that every time he says a number means something in the long run, and he is somehow clairvoyantly telling you the future with these numbers, even though he doesn't realize that's what he's saying, that would be interesting. But it would also be so out there that I doubt anybody on the first playthrough would have figured that out. There's a lot of stories like that where they seed hints to make it feel like you could solve a mystery in the first reading of a book or telling of a story, when really there's just no logical way anybody would have even guessed on it. Of course, then you have things like the TV show Lost, where they seeded so many hints and they really didn't have that unique of an idea in the first place that people guessed the ending to Lost, and then they had to change the script and do all kinds of other weird things to make the story not line up with what people on the internet had already guessed. So I stormed back into the burger place and got in the manager's grill, and they totally admitted it. It wasn't 100% beef. They totally mixed in ground pork with
How
it.
about that?
Now you see, that's cattle mutilation. I kind of got lost halfway through. I can't tell if you're for the occult or against it. You stink of stupidity.
Don't be mean.
I stink of it. How dare you? Well, you do stink though. That's fine. That's fine. Anyway, I hope your prediction turns out to be true. Well, at the very least, I won't get murdered. I won't murder anyone. Me either. I mean it. I would never.
Of course.
Me either.
indeed.
Nor I. That goes for me too, of course. I would never kill any of my friends. I felt like those words of encouragement were helping us come together as one. After so much sacrifice and hardship, we finally become united. But,
Well,
to be honest, I wish Byakuya and Toko were here for this too. But they're so hard to deal with. They only think about themselves. Yeah, we're better off without him, I say. That was enough to prove. We weren't united. We were united for the time being, but within the bond hid weakness and fragility. So, who are these? All-star apologies. Is that like Chihiro and Hina? I guess they're drawn so differently. We began our search as soon as we finished our breakfast in the dining hall. We had to find out what had opened up, what was waiting for us. Alright, well, new chapter. We have to figure out if we're gonna run into Monokuma nice coins. So we might as well just start where we are. Honestly, even with a totally new area, we may not be knocking up our count of nice coins by much. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the game has just straight up abandoned the idea of giving nice coins to in areas we've already been in. Nope, there we go. So with that, we have a confirmation that we do need to search for every single area, which then, let's see, how is this gonna work for us? There's nothing to trigger in the dormitory, so in here we go, and we're not really looking for anything with alter ego, but we'll have to click on it anyways. So it doesn't trigger anything special when we click on that. The problem with this system now, knowing that there are achievements specifically for getting 999 Monokuma tokens and for getting all the presents, is unless there was a new shop that unlocked and let us sell presents, it seems like those are very contradictory goals that you could only really accomplish through a new game plus. One where you collect a whole bunch of Monokuma tokens, and one where you then collect all the presents only works if you just weren't going to get any skills at all. And if you weren't going to get any skills at all, then I think you're going to have a pretty horrible time. Let's see, we'll just hold down the B button. I'm going to hold down the B button the whole time and see if a nice coin shows up and goes away faster. And these do seem like they are just randomly placed. Still have the swimsuit that, I mean, it does seem like the clothes that are in the laundry room are permanently just in the laundry room, which is kind of weird, I would say. Like, if they were closed there originally, you'd think somebody would just take them down just to get them out of the way. Alright, we've got more things to click on. And I could not possibly care what any of these things say, so they have done with this system the exact opposite of the thing they should have done, because I have lost interest in potentially reading the text, which the text is there to make you want to be more engaged with the world and feel like the world is more fleshed out, and it has instead caused the exact opposite to happen. Can I go in my room? No. Can I go in other people's rooms? I don't think so. So, yeah. Still haven't done anything with that grate. It would be really crazy if it turned out that had I just left some Monokuma tokens and not picked them up earlier, they would have potentially multiplied in future chapters, and that would be interesting. I suspect that's not the case though. I really don't know how you would make a system that really encouraged people to click and look everywhere. Is it really worth it to transfer this way? I guess we might as well. We'll walk around like a normal person. It would be potentially, this belongs to us now, Secret Beauty. Maybe there could establish the idea that there wouldn't be any nice coins specifically in the school. Nope, that's wrong too. But getting just like, let me just make sure I clicked on everything and that there isn't something new to click on. So yeah, it definitely feels like there's just gonna be new nice coins all over the place. I still feel like these windows, they needed to be boarded up, I imagine, for some secret reveal later, and just to explain how people aren't jumping out the window, which is a anime trope of sorts, of bad students jumping out the windows on the first floor to leave classroom. But they could have almost saved themselves some animation and simply had the classrooms not have windows in the first place, and just say this Hope's Peak school is crazy. It's a school so focused around education that they didn't even put in windows anywhere. You can't even look out the window. And then they wouldn't have had to animate the windows, and then they wouldn't have had to have the metal plates. Because I wouldn't be surprised if the entirety of the game does take a bit of a role here where the metal plates are just there because they needed to be there, because otherwise it would be weird to make a school without windows. But they were already making a weird school. So yeah. So we basically have to have a scenario at some point where we can take down some kind of metal plate. Otherwise, they've done effed up, to use a phrase. Alright, well, we'll keep looking for Monokuma tokens, but we'll use them later. using just one, where it's a repeat chance of 62.13%. And I want to keep it down below 50, which would be 13 coins minimum. Which, honestly, maybe we should just do 1 coin. It's like you don't need that many presents, for sure. But then you increase the odds of luckies, and luckies happen fairly often. That wasn't new either. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like I'm making a significant amount of change. Well, I could just do this over and over again and run my odds higher. But then you also have this weird imbalance in which you've got more presents than you're ever gonna have free time. See, yeah, this is just not working. Yeah, I'd rather get one new thing than a whole bunch of less than new things. And see, we're at like 66%, which does make it kind of feel like there aren't that many more new things that I can even get. See, we're at like 67%. When you get a lucky, is it always a new thing, or is it just an extra item? It's just an extra item. Yeah, I'm not sure here. I'm not sure if I should be doing 1 or if I should be doing 15. Maybe the achievement isn't that you have at one time 999 Monokuma tokens. Maybe it's just there's an internal counter as to how many Monokuma tokens you've collected throughout the entire game. That would be much more realistic. Like, even changing it from 1 to 2 isn't making a significant enough difference. I just don't think they balanced this idea well. That the math on it feels completely wrong. And yeah, unless there's some shop at some point where I can sell presents and get a coin back or half a coin back, I don't know how this is all gonna work. Like, if we're halfway through the game and we've got a repeat chance of 70% now, we probably could get enough coins to get the remaining percentage, but maybe not. Yeah, I think I would have probably been a lot closer to getting all the presents had I just used 1 coin. Because I am getting new things. I'm getting a decent amount of duplicates also. So going forward until we get to about 99%, I think I'm willing to just use one coin. We're hitting nearly 75% as far as repeat chances. We're not getting a lot of luckies. And there's just a ton of items here that are gifts for people that aren't alive anymore. See, if I did 2, it's just like 2% off. And unless one of these luckies at some point just gives me a ridiculous amount of more Monokuma tokens, I'd have to kind of question if there was a system here. Yeah, we got over 75% repeat chance. Right, so let's look at our presents now. It looks like there's potentially one food item we haven't collected. One something between sunflower seeds and a hair clip, and then something after the hair clips. And that, and then some more of that. We have an Emperor's Thong, which, for better or worse, it's unisex. Let's see. We have an unending dandelion and a tumbleweed. A lot of copies of things. Crystal skull, golden airplane. Missing things there. Million prize problems. These 7 important mathematical problems were posed by Clay Mathematics Institute, with a reward of $1 million for each one solved. Interesting, that's something I feel like Chihiro would have liked. Here we have a game called Pagan Dancer, a mature game designed for the fun playing, which allows you to become a massive god handling out divine punishment to puny mortals. Good luck finding a copy. We have a maiden's handbag. Let's see. We have someone's graduation item as a gift. Missing something there still. We have an if fax. Used to distribute a full-length novel based on what the world would look like if all someone's dreams came true. Wonder what that if stands for there. There's a company called Idea Factory that makes anime games, I believe, or publishes them. So maybe that's a statement that Spike Chunsoft developers wanted to do business with Idea Factory. And then got a couple more things right at the end here, and then there is enough room for at least 3 more of these special items. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 more spots at the end. So there's clearly some kind of present that you must get for doing something. It would be kind of weird if it turned out what you could do is, had you started the game and maxed out everything with Sayaka, maybe she would have given you a gift when you got everything about her, and whatever gift you got from her then was something very powerful and useful to give to another character and then you could have maxed out that next character easier, and maybe it is just this compound system where if I really did just focus on somebody, I probably could get some skills. I don't think I want to do that though. I think I still will, if I have any free time, which I suspect I still should have some free time, I will take the opportunity to still bounce around people. I need more skill points if anything, so bouncing around is not a bad idea at the moment. Unfortunately, more and more as I record these episodes, I'm having to take a break halfway through. So once again, I'm going to pause the recording and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's leave the area, and we are still looking for coins when, frankly, if we weren't looking for coins, it would be very, very obvious to just run to the gate that opened to the 3rd floor, because we have been shown clearly that we get a new floor in every new chapter for the school. We are not getting new floors. Sayaka's list. The handbooks of all the students who have died have been placed in here. So handbooks are still all being placed. Like, there really couldn't be too much other stuff going on, really. ... The room's back to how it was before. This must be Monokuma's doing. I'm just trying to click on everything so that we... and then hold down the B button to save ourselves some time. What would be interesting is if he restocked the one blood pocket that Hifumi used to fake his death. Yeah, and still a nurse's room like that only makes sense if the idea was that they were going to eventually expect these students to become like expert medical professionals. Still can't get into the girls' bathroom. Folks, go ahead and check out the gym. That way we can be certain that we have just done everything. There was a point here where we could zoom in and look on it in chapter 3, and then they didn't do anything with that zoom in ability, so that was weird, to say the least. And even as much as I'm trying here to speed up, this is still slow. Completely incredibly slow. Huh? The $10 million that have been placed here is gone. But I think it's better that it's gone. Well, so much for the $10 million. So does that mean you don't get the $10 million if you kill somebody this time? I guess that's the answer. Alright. I wouldn't be surprised if the $10 million were actually missing anyways. If I could fast travel to the pool and then work my way out of the pool area, that would have been nice. Alright. Love Speak 2nd floor. Fast travel up to that. These transition areas don't speed up. You know, it would be more efficient. Boy, was that not what I was clicking on. If the places where a murder happened just always got marked off with yellow tape, that would straight up help. I never did figure out if these were supposed to be like light bulbs or clocks. In fact, if just entire areas were locked off after specific events, that would be nice. Entire floors being locked off after specific events would be helpful. And still don't feel like there really is anything. Found Robo Justice stuffed in this locker last time. So fast travel back to this way. Let's see what it says when we try to go in here. This is where the bathroom, cleaning supplies are stored. That also leads to a secret room. I should probably going in and out of there too much. So only in storyline times are you allowed to actually go in those areas. And see, this would just be up to the next floor. Are we literally not going to find anything new on this floor? As far as... as far as Monokuma tokens? If that's how they're going to play it, it does certainly make an argument to just not have even having specific areas unlocked. You know what they could have easily done is simply had an elevator, and then the elevator could unlock specific rooms, and then you just say that those specific rooms are randomized. That's not too far from what Virtue's Last Reward, the second Nonary game, did, where different branching paths led to different places you could visit. That's a super long one to click on. And when these areas don't play any role in the story, that they become these kind of like memorial places where you could go back and click on things if you forgot what happened in the story, but you still wouldn't really have a great experience if you did that. But yeah, if it was just an elevator that you used to get down to the trial room, and an elevator that had more buttons that took you to the other floors, and some floors are just locked off for certain chapters, that would make the gameplay and flow better. It doesn't make a lot of sense as far as the way this game itself is trying to implement its rules and regulations. Oh, I also wanted to say, look here, if there was actually enough room for a secret room, and I guess the answer to that is yeah, there is definitely enough room, architecturally speaking, here for a secret room, which then once again just highlights how there are massive cubes here that are room for more rooms. And this like schoolroom didn't, I think, ever get used for anything, so I'm almost wondering if it was just added and then hidden away as a way of doing something with the hallway. The only thing that is slightly weird here is it looks like there might be blood on the board. But yeah, I've clicked like everything on the second floor and nothing happened. So let's fast travel to the third floor. Well, on the physics side here, but whatever. So maybe this is trying to establish an idea that you only need to click on things twice to get nice tokens. Or maybe it's trying to indicate the idea that you only click on things when there actually is a possibility of new dialogue happening, but that hasn't been the case either. Maybe it's indicating only there's just everything's back to normal, just like with Sayaka and Chihiro. Monokuma's responsible, I'm sure. Perhaps that's an idea that you only get a certain number of Monokuma tokens in a level, and once you've kind of maxed out each chapter's amounts, you don't have to look anymore. I don't think that could be the case though, because if that was supposed to be the case, then we wouldn't get any new Monokuma tokens. Otherwise, when we hit the 4th floor. High schools in the United States, I don't know how it works in Japan, but high schools in the United States tend to be 3 or 4 years, not, let's see, yeah, there's a way up to the next floor. So it's 9, 10, 11, 12 years students. In Japan, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 3 years, maybe 4 years also. I don't think they would go much further in any direction, which that does imply that there is probably just an emotional difference and a maturity difference between a 9th grader and an 8th grader and a 6th grader and a 7th grader, which I would agree with, that is about the time where everybody is unfortunately going through puberty and their hormones are raging as high as possible, and aggression and rebellion is typically at its highest, although in Japan a Japanese kid going through puberty may not be anywhere as rebellious as a Westerner kid going through puberty. Bodies, bloodstains are all gone, just like with Sayaka and Chihiro. Monokuma's responsible, I'm sure. What's weird in this is that the Justice Hammers didn't get replaced, or the missing mallets for the art class, and they still washed off the mallets, so you have to just assume that single clean wet mallet must have been washed off with whatever this chemical is into like this bucket. And there's basically nothing there. It'll be faster to fast travel to this. We'll come back to the rec room in a second. It'd be weird if the game decided to just not give us any free time this chapter. Because at a certain level, then that does tell me that maybe you should have done all the free time at the very beginning of the game. I don't know if that would really work as a concept. Like, there was a game called Fable where you had to just spend a certain amount of time in prison and in the middle of the game. I think pretty much all the Fable games do this, and at a certain point it asks you if you want to leave, and it's an awkward way for the game to kind of basically non-progress until you tell it directly you do want to progress. So I wouldn't be as surprised if it wouldn't work if you were gonna have the game basically tell you you can start the first murder mystery whenever you want, but also you can just hang out for forever. It would almost have to be you go to bed, and when you go to bed, it asks you, is tomorrow going to be a good day or a bad day? And as long as you say good day, you can hang out with all the characters and use your free time. But a scenario like that would still create weirdness, because there definitely would be players that would never say bad day. The game would have to break the fourth wall and directly tell you, the main story will not start until you choose bad day. There are other RPGs that are very much like that also, where like Skyrim, you can basically ignore the main story in Skyrim or The Witcher 3 or any of those games, and nothing will happen for quite a while. Like, I don't think the main story ever triggers. So on to new things. So there was nothing on the second floor, nothing on the third floor as far as Monokuma tokens. So now we have access to the fourth floor of Hope's Peak Academy. Maybe this time we'll find some kind of clue. No, this time I have to find it. We have what feel like metal gratings, which that definitely feels less like a like that feels very unschool-like. Let's look at this map now. So we know we need to talk to Hero, and then we're gonna trigger something going to each other room. And the way the buildings all twist and turn, it does feel awkwardly like one building really couldn't be on top of another building easily, or just be very awkward architecture. There's a massive amount of walls that are filled in here, and yeah, unless there's like a secret door in this bathroom, there's potentially going to be less. It seems like what they've done is they've just put a single bathroom on every floor, in case, so that they have that opportunity to decide when they are going to when they are specifically going to have you find that secret room. This is labeled as data lab. Rather, no good, the door's locked. I guess I won't be getting in here. According to the nameplate, it's called the data center. But what's behind the door is a total mystery. So we can look at that map and we can see that, well, I'm looking at it, and then there clearly is a control room behind there. We will get into the data center at some point. We know this guy's in this room, 4A, and we can see on the map that there's a 5th floor, but I really don't want there to be a 6th floor. One day I saw Monokuma in class, la 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 la, gobble. Alright, well, standard stuff. Even an ultimate can't destroy this plate unless they had ultimate superhero powers. That's different dialogue. Same old camera. This looks kind of like a music class. But all these classrooms basically don't play any role, and then they have these different textures for walls, which seems very weird. So we did get a nice coin here. Let's go ahead and talk to Hero. I'm glad this floor got opened up and all, but there's a ton of locked rooms up here. Alright, well. So he didn't have much to say. Yeah, it really does feel kind of goof offish that the walls are just textured in such weird ways. It is disconcerting to say the least, but it also just feels like they wasted their animation budget on that. Another nice coin. It says, hello, I'm Monokuma from the school store. I'm very kind. Gather up your coins and come play with me, or you might die of I might die of loneliness. Peeking. This kind of does make it feel like maybe you are just in class asleep. So, like, we know there are 5 years of students with 2 classrooms each of an A and B class of about 15 chairs. So you're talking 150 students minimum should be at the school, not 15. Which may be the original 15 or 16 students that showed up in this group are supposed to represent 10 other students. I don't know. Here we have Kim, which that's a different kind of door. And for a chemistry class, this looks like a lot of stuff. Inside the room, the smell of medicine was oppressive, so this is the chem lab. I hope inhaling all this stuff doesn't do permanent damage. Alright, well. We don't apparently have a monitor here. It's a remarkably big shelf and it's stocked with all kinds of medicine. Ah, listen, Makoto, listen. Take a deep breath, calm down, and listen to me. Okay, Hina, just chill out. Wonder if that was supposed to be a reference to, like, the Legend of Zelda fairy that was annoying. Was that an Ocarina of Time? I think it was. Yeah, as beloved as that game is, that fairy was super annoying. There are all kinds of stuff we didn't have before. Vitamins, minerals, amino acids, creatine, and what? They even have protein Zyme X. What's that? A high quality protein drink. It's nothing like the cheap swill in the warehouse. It's connoisseur level. Oh yeah? This is amazing. It's a gold mine. All my prayers have finally been answered. Why would the warehouse have lower quality product than what was on the 4th floor? Well, maybe just because Monokuma wanted them to work for it. Time to load up on some more prayers then. A gold mine, huh? So, oh, there's the monitor. Finding nice coins. I wonder if maybe the reason why I didn't find any nice coins is because I held the B button. I'm gonna have to experiment with that. Next time we look at something, I'm gonna hold down the B button for the first time, then hit A second time. We might as well talk to these while we're here. Sakura is lost in conversation with Hina. I need to find out what's going on with Sakura in the mastermind, but I can't while she's with Hina. What is it, Makoto? Did you need something? No, it's nothing.
So then.
Really? Well, okay. So I can't talk to her. Hina and Sakura seem to be lost in a deep but friendly conversation. I need to find out what's going on with Sakura in the next one. Huh? Did you need something? No, it's nothing. Oh, you sure? Okay then. I get the little hints here that it feels almost like at one point the writers thought, or perhaps in the original Japanese they had written it where Hina was more of a lesbian and she was hitting on / dating some of these other girls. But I think they probably pulled back on that idea early in development, and she's just kind of a friendly airhead character, particularly since she's supposed to be kind of a romantic interest since she has the big chest. So yeah, I don't think they would do that. Alright. moving on to the next area. Here we have another just completely empty section. I want to look at the map to make sure I'm not getting too turned around. Next we have an office, which is a different kind of door also. And we've now got different kinds of wall plates. This is the office? Interesting. Why would there be flowers on all of the office desks? Is that some kind of Japanese thing to mean somebody's died? I don't think so. But of course there's no hint of any teachers or that we'd normally be able to rely on. Yeah, all the teachers have to share like one big office, except for the principal in most Japanese schools, which I think that works fairly well because they kind of rarely deal with students or deal with any kind of paperwork or anything in the offices anyways. They're either grading papers at home on their own time unpaid, or they're dealing with students directly in the classroom. Like if you're calling a student into the office, that student probably is a bigger problem that the principal needs to talk to directly in Japanese schools. It is also not a terrible idea because giving private offices to high school teachers does open up the chance of accusations, whether true or not, that the high school teacher is doing something inappropriate with the students. So making the teachers interact in front of all the other teachers works a little bit better, and it saves space. There is a similar concept that is being pushed with more open floor plan designs for the working environment, with very few people having private offices. And if you need a quiet meeting room, you kind of schedule out a smaller number of those, and they're still like not very private. They're surrounded by windows and people can look in. The open floor plan concept, I think, is a bit of a failure if you actually want to get any work done, because the one thing that open floor plans encourages is people talking to you and coming over to you and asking you questions. And what they inevitably have to do is install cubicles in a big open area, so you have something that feels like an office while it not actually being an office. So it just went around in circles. But of course there's no hint of any teachers that we normally be able to rely on. We can see another photo has fallen to the ground, and only these two photos now, have fallen and floated to the ground. Otherwise there's been very little animation of any objects. Huh? There's a picture on the floor. This picture. What? So now we see a picture of Sayaka, Celeste, and Hifumi. And Hifumi has the digital camera even, and the windows are open again. And they're all goofing around in the same class. What? Celeste, Hifumi, and Sayaka. The only person we have yet to see a picture of who's dead at the moment, I think, is Taka, because the other picture was Mondo, Chihiro, and Leon. There's the smiling faces of 3 people who are dead now, and a classroom without metal plates over the windows. And also they're all in slightly more common dress. It's exactly the same. It's just like the picture I saw before. Now, in this case, if I was Makoto, I would snatch up that photo and hold on to it as tight as possible, because you don't want Monokuma showing up stealing it again. There's no way this isn't important somehow. They're smiling the way you'd expect any normal teenager to smile. Just a normal group of high schoolers living a normal school life. I can't possibly believe they were able to smile like that in a world of despair like this. So does that mean this picture was taken before they even came to Hope's Peak? Which means everyone in this picture knew each other before they had gotten here, including Sayaka? No, there's no way. Monokuma did it. It must be fake. No, you're fake. Monokuma popped out of nowhere and snatched a picture from my hand. A forgery plot. What are you, a middle schooler? You think the moon landing was fake too? Come on. Then you're saying the picture is real?
Hey,
If there were such a thing as the Noble Truth Prize, I'd take first, second, and fourth place. Interesting, not third place.
too bad.
Actually, that's probably not true. I asked you a question. Is this picture real or is it a fake? Oh, Makoto, you're so eager to split things in half, aren't you?
Hey,
But it's no use. It's just no use. If you try to split something that can't be split, you'll end up feeling like you're the one being split.
it's
The picture is real. No more, no less. So is this like some alternate reality thing? Without another word, Monokuma disappeared. So the picture is real? It's really real? If that's true, if that's the case. Alright, so now we have plenty of things to click on. One of these things undoubtedly should give us a Monokuma token. So I'm just going to hit everything and then hold down the B button to skip and get a nice coin. Okay, so that's what I needed to know, is if you would get nice coins if you skipped, and the answer is yes. There's a flower on the desk. Somehow it makes things feel that much weirder. Seems to be flowers all over the desk, and they seem to be like the laundry room things. Just more things to click on. And then this, I assume, is supposed to be like a class registry. And then these pictures, I assume, are supposed to be like principals. So, yeah, they've set this up specifically so that you can potentially get some more nice coins. And then I just gotta figure out the best way to use the nice coins. And even though these are different bolts on the windows, there's nothing to click on them. Here we have the headmaster's office. Will this really open? The nameplate on the door says headmaster's room. The headmaster's room. There must be something worthwhile in here. Rattle, rattle. The door's locked. Damn it. See? And yeah, that would make a lot of sense that all the teachers' offices would be on the 3rd floor, right next to the headmaster's office. Although it doesn't honestly make as much sense as you would think, because it really should be on the 1st floor. There's going to be more than enough scenarios where a headmaster asks a parent to come in, or a parent needs to talk to a headmaster or a teacher, and you wouldn't want to send the 1st year or 2nd year students up 2 floors to the offices on the 3rd floor, because if you're doing any kind of hall monitoring, then you've got a student that is either too young to be on this floor in the first place, or they're just gonna have trouble. They're excuse me as I gag on water. They're also gonna suffer an extra shame that may not be intended if they have to go to the 3rd floor to talk to a teacher, because that feels very tilted, this image does. And like extra shame of being out from the rest of their peers. This is a very weirdly designed hallway to get to a music room. Oh, it's like a full-on concert hall. This is the music room? It's hardly even a classroom. It's more like a concert hall. Alright. And seems to be some one-way mirrors. And this is one of the Monokuma monitors. Yeah, we don't need to care about that. Like this whole setup, like lights on a disco ball, and then lots of speakers. Like frankly, too much speakers for as big as this room is. You pretty much could go unamplified for a piano or choir in a room this small. And I guess these are desks you stand behind and you play flat keyboards on. So I guess the teacher plays her piano and the students follow along. And I am assuming that they don't teach too many other instruments. Yeah, I've definitely seen anime and where students are taught piano. I don't know if it's not more of an elective or special thing that isn't taught to all the school children. Seems like mostly the only thing that they're taught is to play a recorder as far as an instrument, and I'm not sure if there's that much of an emphasis on choir, but there probably is because karaoke is very popular in Japan. So unless they just assume that Japanese students are getting enough practice singing at karaoke that they don't bother to teach singing properly with any education or leadership, then I would assume there would be singing classes. This is a grand piano. It seems really old. I bet it's worth a lot of money. I guess it is also another instance here where you're supposed to be reminded that Hope's Peak Academy is like the richest, best school in all of Japan. The texture on this piano is also pretty bad. I bet we won't get Looney Toony here and Looney Tunes like, and we probably won't drop a piano on somebody's head. Of course, without someone around who can play it, it's totally useless. Yeah. We didn't have an ultimate music prodigy as a student, so a room like this probably isn't that useful. Let's talk to Kyoko. You know, you haven't told me what you think yet. What I think? About the secret room in the boys' bathroom. Well, I did find a secret room, but as soon as I started looking around, I was attacked. Attacked by who? Well, they came from behind, and I didn't have any time to react, so I didn't see who it was. When I came to, the mountain of files and documents were all gone. ... I'm sorry. I know how important those were. It's okay. I already saw what I needed to in there. And I have suspected the mastermind might come after you. What?
Because...
When I discovered the room, the mastermind must have seen me on the surveillance camera in the hallway. They must have seen me go into the boys' bathroom and not come out again. Still, I wanted you to go and see it. I wanted to see how the mastermind would react, so she basically used you as bait. Essentially, I wanted to find out if the mastermind actually knew about that room.
it would seem...
But to attack you and steal everything in the room. That must mean there was some unknown clue in there that could reveal the mastermind's identity. Then you knew I was going to get attacked?
That doesn't matter.
You can handle that kind of thing though, right? After all, you're a boy. So sexist. Like, we've already seen plenty of boys and girls get murdered in this game. What does she think a boy is? Fine, I understand. Then let me ask you something else. Do you know about the note that was left in there? The note that said, you must not leave?
Just a second.
We shouldn't talk about that. Not here. Kyoko stole a quick glance at the surveillance camera. I'm looking into it. If I find out anything, I'll let you know.
Listen to me.
Is that okay? She made it sound like she was asking, but it was clear I wouldn't have any say in the matter.
So then...
So now it's your turn. Let's hear your secret, huh? Did you think I wouldn't notice? You're hiding
Am I
something.
wrong?
Am I wrong? That's...
What?
What's the matter? If you're worried about the camera, why not just write it down? Well... ... We're friends, so you should be able to trust me. Isn't that what you said before? You're right. There shouldn't be any secrets between friends, but there's nothing worse than expressing doubt about your friend when you don't have evidence. Well, she told me something I should tell her. This is an interesting split path in the decision, and we can't hit X to choose one way or to save the game, so I'm just gonna have to tell her. I haven't found conclusive evidence yet. If I talk about it now, it could just make things much worse. Friends shouldn't keep secrets, but there's nothing worse than expressing doubt about your friends when you don't have evidence for it. Well, tell her. So seemingly you can't tell her. It just won't let you. So this is one of those false options. Sorry, I can't tell you. Not yet. ... So that's your answer? But do you think that's fair? You were happy to hear what I had to say, but now you're unwilling to share? I'm sorry, I really am. ... It's fine. Goodbye. With those as her parting words, Kyoko left me standing there alone. I think I made her mad. I've already taken a good look at things around here. There's a lot to think about, but for now I should head back down to the dining hall and talk to the others. So this would be where you would want kind of an accelerated path. Not long after I got to the dining hall, the others began to trickle in, and after a few minutes... So is this everyone? Okay, let's discuss what we all discovered. I don't know why they don't establish the idea of having meetings not in the dining hall but in the bathhouse. Why don't they just say it straight out? Let's have all of our meetings in the bathhouse dressing room, so no one can spy on us through cameras, or let's do it in the bathhouse so we can relax in the pool. Okay, let's discuss what we all discovered. Yeah, good idea. Sorry, drinking more water. We'll just start on one side, and yeah. I only found like 9 more Monokuma tokens. There's a big shelf in the chem lab on the 4th floor that had all kinds of chemicals and stuff. And there's an all-star cast of nutrients, additives, and supplements. You should go at least take a peek. I highly recommend it. I think you and Ogre are probably the only ones interested in stuff like that. Now, at what point did anybody out loud start calling Sakura Ogre? Because that was the nickname online that you said you wouldn't dare say to her face. Oh, but it's not all good stuff though. There was medicine and health stuff, but on top of that, there was also a bunch of different poisons. Poisons? They were all labeled clearly though, so it would be hard to grab one by mistake. Well, did we already have a poisoning that occurred in the game? I guess not. But Byakuya did suggest that somebody might poison all the food and kill everybody.
It's true.
Still, we better be careful around there. And we probably should tell Byakuya and Toko about the poison, right? Or we probably shouldn't tell Byakuya and Toko about the poison, right?
Huh?
What do you mean? Well, just in case. You know what I'm trying to say. Just in case. Yeah, I think you're right.
However,
It's Byakuya. It won't be long before he's discovered it for himself. But to put something as dangerous as poison right out in the open, that's absolutely the work of the mastermind. Now, I bet he hasn't found anything useful. Found a couple of rooms on the 4th floor, but they were locked. The data center and the headmaster's room. The headmaster rooms, that sounds like exactly the kind of place we'd find some clues. If we can somehow unlock the door and get inside, who cares about a stupid lock? It should be no problem for the world's strongest missing link to knock down one measly door. Here, Monokuma pops up. What was that? What? No, please continue. Did you say that I've got the nicest butt on the block? The curviest hips in town? Is that what you said? Hell no, I didn't.
Hey.
Then What did you say? Because I know you weren't talking about tearing down the door to the headmaster's room and knocking down your headmaster's door. That kind of war on education, or what kind of war on education are you trying to start here? That's my room, you know. It is now, anyway. And you're thinking about busting it down? It's so weird that you get completely different lines of voice acting. I don't even know if I was just playing this and I wasn't trying to be a video game critic and I wasn't talking out loud, I don't know if I could even, at that point, pay attention to Monokuma talking out loud and saying something completely different while I'm trying to read what's at the bottom. It's just a bad thought. Like, dubbing something different than the subtitles is never a good move. You seriously don't want to piss me off? You have any idea how much bacteria lives in a single bear claw? No, I was just kidding. Please don't get mad. I'm not mad. And then a mad face. Man, every time they do these little emoji signs, or whatever these were before they were called emojis, I can't figure out half of them. Like, is that supposed to be somebody crying? Kind of looks like a face. You're totally mad. I was hoping I wouldn't have to add a rule for this, but if you're going to go around having those thoughts, I have no choice but to add to the school regulations. Seriously? Breaking down a locked door is prohibited. There, that's the rule now. That's a rule now, you jerks. So at this point, I guess you could have broken down locked doors, which I feel like somebody must have had broken down Hiro's door because his door was unlocked, unless they just took the key from Hiro when they knocked him out. Oh yeah, and then they did knock him out with something from, I guess maybe just like ether or something from the nurse's office, but not an actual poison. The new rule has been added to the regulations menu. Is he gone? Woo, man, I was scared for my life. I was sure he was going to kill me for serious. But if he would go out of his way to make up a rule like that, there's no doubt that something important must be hidden in the headmaster's room. But now that it's a rule, there's nothing we can do. How come he's the only one that gets to make rules is a question I'd like to ask. ... Alright, well, next we'll talk to Sakura. Metal sheets have been attached to all the windows on the 4th floor, none of them budged an inch.
In other words,
Just like everywhere else. Escape from the 4th floor seems unlikely. This was to be expected, though. What's weird, I would say, is every room outside of the dormitory doesn't have these like interior trees. You would think you would have found at least one more place that did kind of have interior trees. Escape from the 4th floor seems unlikely. That was to be expected, though. Yeah. Like these whole like interior little garden areas. You'd expect to have seen more of that. Or even plants. We don't see a lot of plants anywhere in the school. Kyoko. ... She's ignoring me. Hey, Makoto. Does Kyoko seem upset to you?
that's right.
She is, isn't she? She's totally mad. Yeah, it looks like it. ...
What's your deal?
I bet it's your fault, isn't it? You must have done something to her. Hey, that's not fair, Hina, blaming the guy. Aw, this is bad. So has everyone said what they need to say? I think so.
Serious?
But it looks like nobody found any clues at all, let alone a way out of here. I haven't been this depressed since my house burned to the ground. Somebody do something to cheer me up. Can I say something?
How about that?
It's because my dad was smoking in bed. That's no. I have something I'd like to report. So you guys all remember, right? You remember when I found the picture on the 3rd floor the other day?
Perhaps.
You mean the one that showed Mondo, Chihiro, and Leon all together, right? Yeah, I remember. What about it? Well, I found another picture almost just like that one. Another one? But this time the picture was of Celeste, Hifumi, and Sayaka. Huh? And they were all smiling. And the classroom in the picture didn't have any metal covering the windows. So the picture of Mondo, Chihiro, and Leon wasn't the only one. Now you found one that had Celeste, Hifumi, and Sayaka. But how can that...
Conspiracy!
Monokuma must have faked it. But if the picture is real, then everyone who was in it, that they would have had some kind of hidden connection there. There would have to be some kind of hidden connection there, don't you think? What's weird about the first picture versus the second picture is everybody was pretty much all in white in the first picture, making it seem almost like a heaven. Where in the second picture, Hifumi is pretty much in his standard outfit. Celeste is in her standard outfit. If we go down to the report card, maybe we can get a picture and remind ourselves of what like Sayaka looked like. Sayaka was kind of in a school outfit. Yeah, she was kind of a big bow school outfit, almost like a not really a pop star outfit, but fancier than what is being shown here by far. That is, she is really dressed down in comparison to the fashion she was wearing before. I don't know if that means anything. It probably doesn't. It probably just means that whoever they had to animate this special picture was not on the same page as other animators later. Some deeper truth that we just don't understand.
What?
Can't be. It's a fake. But Monokuma said it was real. I know we could just write that off as a lie, but... So then you trust Monokuma's word over the people who have died, huh?
Because...
That's what you're saying, isn't it? No, that's not it. I'm shocked you told everyone we should believe in our friends, but you refused to do the same. That's not... What's going on, Kyoko? Why you're getting so emotional? I don't understand why she's so angry.
Hey, come on.
Come on, guys, stop fighting, or all your good luck's gonna float away. Anyway, Makoto, you're thinking about too much. There's no way Monokuma didn't fake that picture.
Of course.
He's just trying to confuse us. You shouldn't listen to anything Monokuma has to say. You might be right, but still. ... Are you still so conflicted?
What?
Looks like you guys have stopped playing nice. Byakuya, you all have the same sunken look on your face. You were all so ugly before, you shouldn't let them sink any lower. When I look at you, it makes me think of a frog sinking into a pile of manure.
You know?
Sorry.
Just a second.
Why are you apologizing? Leave us alone, you're not a part of this.
That's right.
That's true enough. Your problems aren't mine. We are, and always will be, completely separate. So whatever's causing your faces to turn so ugly has absolutely nothing to do with me. And if I happen to discover a vital clue, it wouldn't concern you in the slightest. Huh? Did you finally just say something useful?
Hey.
Byakuya, what have you been up to?
That's fine.
I don't mind telling you, perhaps forcing your lazy brains to get to work might do you some good.
Such ignorance.
I was in the bath. What else would you like to know? Today's lottery numbers? He was taking a bath. Is he saying he's been talking to Alter Ego? Did he tell him something?
It would seem...
Maybe we should all go take a bath. Ah, good idea.
Hmm.
A mixed bath.
Okay.
A mixed bath. And see, yeah, I wasn't BSing that it isn't completely out of the realm of possibility that Japanese high school students would do mixed bathing. If Alter Ego really did tell him something, I wonder what it could have been. It's kind of ridiculous, however, to make me walk over there when they could have just as easily jumped me into the room. Making me walk across the hallway for no reason. Unless perhaps in the PlayStation, a portable version of this, there was actual load screens or loading that was happening in between those sections. if that was the case, that would be pretty pathetic, considering this is basically just a visual novel with some 3D models in it. But I wouldn't really put it past the PlayStation Portable being that weak and that slow. Technology has massively improved over the past decade or two. When I got to the dressing room, Toko, Toko is sitting alone on the bench, the laptop in front of her. Toko, did you decide to come hear what Alter Ego has to say too?
What's your problem?
I already heard it with Master. With Master? You don't have to keep saying it. Anyway, so what are you doing right now? Shut up, stop bothering me.
How about that?
Get out of the way. We have to talk to Alter Ego.
Well,
No, I made Master a promise. A promise. Master told me to wait here, so that's what I'm doing.
huh?
What are you, his dog? If that's what Master wants, I'd do anything, he asks. So yeah, Byakuya has pretty much adopted the abusive dominance position with Toko. You just love being mistreated. Well, fine. If you really want me gone, by all means. At you.
What?
Hey guys, what's going on? Oh, so she sneezes and switches to Genocide Jill also. Ah, we'd like you to move. Sure thing, just kneel before me and beg. First a mega masochist and now a super sadist. Alright, so apparently we're gonna have to kneel before her and beg. Taking a bath right now is an option. We've kind of already been in all of these places. So can I even hit the... I'm not sure I can get the angle right to even hit the locker. Let's just talk to everybody instead. She seems essentially an opponent right now. I'm not sure I trust her to keep her word even if we did do as what she asked. Whatever it is, I don't want to have to beg her. Come on, Makoto, just do it. Why is it gotta be me? It's fine. It's not the end of the world if you beg a little. But the same goes for you. No, it would be the end of the world for me. You sound like a little kid right now. Alright. Yashihiro would be a good beg. Well, I guess I have no choice but to use force. A shot in the face would stand out. So go for the gut. But she's a girl. Who cares? I've already got a mountain of lawsuits waiting for me when I get out. What's one more? Hey, Afro Thunder, don't get any bright ideas, okay? You're totally not adorable, so I'll make sure you'll live when I stab you. But I'll hurt like hell. I'm strong against women and children, but not women and children that seem strong. This guy's the worst. Listen, Kyoko, about that picture from before, ... She's been very thorough about pretending I don't exist. Alright, so we, I guess, just have to beg. Toko, seriously, I'm asking you nicely to let us use the laptop. Didn't you hear what I said? I told you kneel and beg. Come on, Makoto, give her the old 1-2 combo. 1, drop to your knees. 2, beseech. What? Why are you acting like you're not part of this? I was desperate as I felt. Finally, I did kneel down in front of her and I said, "Please, I'm begging you. Will you please let us use the laptop?" Such an ultra miraculous feeling of happiness. All my pent-up anger at Master for abusing me is evaporating. So even you realize it's abuse?
Hey.
That should be enough, right? Hurry up and let us talk to Alter Ego. Okay. So, yeah. Genocide Jill. I'm going to go to bed every night for the rest of my life thinking about what just happened. Yeah. So she just really wanted you to beg. Good job, Makoto. That was some real top tier begging. And yeah, for a Westerner, that's probably a little less shameful than a Japanese person to get on the floor and lower yourself as low as possible and beg. It means a little bit more in Japanese culture, but not by much, really. Hey, Kyoko. She's still ignoring me. What kind of relationship do Byakuya and Taka even have anyway? Can we possibly now hit the locker? No, because there's kind of a there's a snap to it.
So then,
Here's my main concern. So yeah, I did get around there, but that didn't help any. So we're back to Alter Ego playing a role. Everyone come closer. I already told Byakuya, but I was finally able to crack open all the files that were on the laptop. It's kind of ridiculous that it reported back after it finished the entire job, when it would have potentially been a lot more helpful to get partial information earlier. Of course, partial information could lead to misunderstandings, and even if you did open up all the files, it still may just be partial information. But yeah, waiting till the very end isn't that helpful, particularly if it's like encrypted files and you unencrypt one file that obviously is like not page 1 of 100 of some novel. You can say, well, go ahead and skip the rest of the files with the same file name, because obviously that's going to be a novel, or put those on low priority at the very least, just in case something is like encoded in the novel. Sorry, I have kept you all waiting.
Correct.
Just what I thought.
I see.
Finally, the time has come. What's funny here is nobody apparently typed into the laptop this time. So, did you ever need to type into the laptop, or could you just talk to it directly? I'm starting to get kind of nervous. I felt the same way. Resting on the keyboard, my hands started to shake.
Just a second.
Move. The single word was like a sharpened blade. Wounded. I moved to let her take over.
then.
Here we go. Kyoko began typing, the words appearing as fast as I could read them. Can you tell us what you found out? So they do have to type.
Leave it to me.
Sure, I analyzed the files and extracted all the useful information I could find. One particularly important fact I discovered was that a certain plan had been put into effect here to isolate the students of Hope Peak Academy and create a communal life for them. That was the stated goal of the plan. Wouldn't it be crazy if it turned out that this was some kind of program or idea that they were working on, that when it got out of hand it became Monokuma, and then they started implementing a warped idea of the concept? But it meant to be more than just a normal school life. The students were intended to live out the rest of their lives here. That's
I see.
that's the exact situation we found ourselves in. It's quite unthinkable, isn't it? What's more, the one who came up with the plan was none other than the administrators of Hope Peak themselves. Like, what's the point of keeping the students in the school forever? That's like, it eliminates the point of a school in general. It's one thing for somebody to want to stay in school and educate themselves for the rest of their lives. It's another to force people to be educated for the rest of their lives. Wait, hold on. Then the reason we've been imprisoned here, it wasn't the work of some psycho freak or criminal organization or whatever.
No way.
It was the school itself. That doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that?
Just a second.
I don't think Alter Ego is finished. Perhaps we should hear the rest. It seems the reason they devised this plan was because of what happened 1 year ago. That's how they described that event. They said it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. So I guess we're getting confirmation that it's some kind of zombie apocalypse or apocalypse of some kind outside, and the school itself might be the only refuge. What does that mean? Yeah. what of name is that for something? Of course, if it was a year ago, then that does inherently say that these characters were knocked out when they entered the school, and then like frozen. Well, no, that doesn't even make sense either, because if some huge event happened a year ago, then that means they would have had to been planning for this whole death game for a year, and each of these ultimate students would have heard about that horrible event, like, and then at that point they would have had to invited all the students. The only way this makes sense is if they have some time travel ability that lets them go back in time and kidnap the ultimate students before the event happened, whatever the event is. Or all that we saw in the prologue as far as students arriving at school, particularly Makoto arriving at school, are fake memories. And they've been like implanted memories, brainwashed. Because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. Otherwise known as the tragedy, it was apparently some sort of devastating occurrence. Because of the tragedy, Hub's Peak Academy was forced to discontinue its role as a school and closed down. Unless the tragedy was some event that only happened at the school and didn't affect the rest of the world. Which, that doesn't make a lot of sense either. I see. Things are finally starting to make sense. What this means is, 1 year ago, this tragedy took place. And whatever it was, it forced Hope's Peak to shut down. From there, they decided to use the school as a kind of staging ground.
Right.
They planned to sequester their students here, where they would live out the rest of their lives. But why would the Hope's Peak administrators want to shut everyone in like that? Why only 15 students, too?
Hey,
And what could this tragic event have possibly been? You know, in a weird way, and this is basically a Doctor Who story type suggestion, it almost feels like what happened as a tragedy outside would have been some kind of virus or something that stops humans from feeling any despair at all. And thus, because people can't feel despair, they run into traffic and kill themselves. They're just not afraid to do dangerous things that a normal human being needs some despair. So then they create this despair game to create despair, and I guess broadcast it or psychically transmit the despair from the 15 students to the rest of the people around the world to reteach the world about the idea of despair. Yeah, that would be a weird story, but yeah, I wouldn't put that past the anime game anyways. The Flash Kyoko typed the question into the keyboard, and the answer we got was, sorry, I don't know. If that information was ever in this computer, it's gone now. I'm totally useless, I'm sorry. And that's all he said. Then, is it really the end? We get halfway through the answer and that's it?
Indeed.
It would appear so disappointing. Oh wait, there's one other thing I forgot to mention. I think it might be important. I believe it has to do with the mastermind. The mastermind? Kyoko's fingers moved even faster than they had done so far. Did you figure out the mastermind's identity? No, I still don't know. But I did find a clue, I think. The one leading the Hope's Peak staff, the one who finalized the plan to isolate you, was the Hope's Peak headmaster. So the same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s, which we haven't seen anyone in their late 30s at all. Seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now.
The headmaster?
The headmaster is here in the school?
Okay.
Then that's got to be the mastermind. I mean, Monokuma's been calling himself the headmaster, right?
perhaps
which makes the real headmaster that much more suspicious.
Serious?
But if we break down the door to his room, we're dead, right? So what are we supposed to do? I'll find a way. Huh? No matter what it takes, I'll find the headmaster.
No matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? ... I can't explain why. And this is another case where having him say a catchphrase and just saying I over and over again is just awkward. I can't explain why. I just know that I have to find him. She has to? Kyoko, what's going on with you? When she heard about the headmaster, her reaction was almost violent.
So then.
We should see if Alter Ego has any more information. That seemed to be her attempt to regain her composure, and she started typing again. Did you learn anything else?
Sorry.
I'm sorry, that's everything I found. All the other information on this laptop seems to be pretty old, so that's all I can do from here.
Sorry.
I'm really sorry. Then it really is all over.
Hey.
Wait, Alter Ego seems to have more to say.
So,
Well, it's a kind of a difficult topic, but I was wondering about something. I haven't seen Celeste, Hifumi, or Taka since yesterday. Heavy silence fell across the room. So she can look out. Interesting. If the AI can look out, it probably at some point could learn to read lips also. The only sound was the flat, precise clicking of keys as Kyoko typed. They're all dead. What? I see. Certainly I knew that was a possibility, but it really happened. And here we have Alter Ego crying again. Oh, sorry. And here we have Alter Ego also apologizing a lot like Chihiro did. There's no point in me getting depressed over these things I can't do anything about.
anyway.
Well then I guess that's it. That's it, a simple phrase that held so much meaning. She began typing again. You've done your job, thank you. I'm done? I guess I am, huh? She's now like sweating. Then maybe I'll take a little rest. I'm kind of tired. Goodbye, everyone. See you later. With that, the laptop entered sleep mode.
I see.
So Alter Ego did everything he could.
Indeed.
We won't have to talk to him all that much anymore.
But
But I kind of feel sorry for him.
But
You feel sorry, but he's just a computer program, right?
well,
I know. But still, he did everything he could for us, you know? I mean, yeah, it did, but that's what a computer program is designed to do. You don't tell a computer good job every time you shut it down, do you? Well, no. But when we talked to Alter Ego, I guess I didn't see it that way. You know, I know what you mean. I feel the same way. Hey, come on, it's just a program. You can't tell the difference between a program and a friend, right? But you know, what's the difference between us and that program, really? Huh? We're getting into more sci-fi thoughts here. I started thinking about how you would differentiate a person and an AI. Alter Ego isn't human, I know that. It's just a program running on a computer, but at the same time, I couldn't help but think of him as our friend.
that's right.
Yeah, he's no different from us. He's still our friend. I think maybe I understand where you're coming from. Then there's no problem calling him a friend. After all, the more friends the merrier, right?
how about that?
Check this out. Friendship has no survival value. Instead, it gives value to survival. So anyway. Don't so anyway that. It's totally smart and cool. Thing I quoted from I don't remember where.
Hey.
Anyways. There's nothing more Alter Ego can do to help us. As such, his role in this is over. Am I wrong about that? No, but...
Just a second.
And frankly, I question the ease with which you decide who is and isn't your friend. Do you really mean that?
Wait.
The story's gotten off track. We should go over what Alter Ego said one more time. Really, Sakura? Are you gonna make us repeat everything? Yeah, good idea. What was the Hope's Peak staff's thinking?
What?
Why are they making us kill each other? Alter Ego said that what happened 1 year ago is what started everything.
Well,
Yeah, they said the biggest, most awful, most hopeless event in human history, right? It must be a huge incident, whatever it was. But did something like that really happen a year ago? I don't remember anything happening that you could describe that way. What about you guys? I don't really watch the news, so
I'm sorry.
sorry, nothing comes to mind.
Anyway,
The event led to the closing of Hope's Peak, but then there were websites and everything that implied Hope's Peak was still open.
at the very least,
If nothing else, it must have had some kind of connection to the school. Maybe all the students here were killed or something.
However,
That kind of catastrophe would have been all over the news. At least one of us would remember that. Then maybe they covered it up. That would explain why none of us knew the school had been shut down. That is a good argument.
I see.
Totally covering up something like that, I suppose it's not totally impossible. What's wrong with our government? Our taxes pay their salaries. They should be handling stuff like that.
anyway,
It's funny for a high school student to make that argument, since high school students tend not to pay much taxes. Maybe, but right now, there's only one path open to us.
so,
We have to find the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy.
correct.
We have to find him and make him tell us
No
everything.
matter what,
As long as we can get our hands on him, I think. Kyoko, what she said, headmaster. When she said headmaster, I got that feeling again. But even that is a problem not so easily solved. Yeah, you're right.
so then,
Well, our business is done here, so for now, we should get out of here. Oh yeah, good idea. Then So Toko sneezes back. Huh? Is it really that dusty? Wait, I mean... Oh no, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm not guarding it. Byaku's gonna be so mad at me. Let's avoid getting involved any further. Good call. But as we left the dressing room, someone was there waiting for us.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
My heart is pounding away. It's pounding with anger. Not still mad about the whole breaking into the headmaster's room thing, are you? Oh, that little amount doesn't matter even a little. I'm a little jealous of you guys enjoying an indecent mixed bath, but that doesn't matter either. It's building. I feel it building. My head's about to boil over with rage. What's he mad about? Don't get angry here, please. Let me center your chakra. Etch this on the walls of your brains. Okay, when you do something to me, I do it right back. An eye for an eye, a fang for a fang. Fang for a fang? Be careful, he just chanted the incantation of devastation. No, it's just a saying. Oh, I see. But what's he talking about? ... Wow. Has somebody found the body already? How could that be the case?
This is a school
Nope,
announcement.
it's just nighttime.
Now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited.
See, it's kind of ridiculous. Up until this point, they have been telling us that the dining hall room would be locked and entry would be strictly prohibited. So why not have the school rule introduced at that point that says you can't bust down locked doors, and then just remind us that that was a school rule from the beginning in chapter 4.
Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone.
Yeah,
Good
that
night.
seems like that would be more logical.
That's the best.
It really,
Bye.
once again, makes the game feel like they either wrote each of these chapters very separately, or they were working so fast that they couldn't go back and rewrite a chapter 1 event to have it more streamlined and make more sense for the events that happen later on. And I guess that's true for a lot of longer running stories too. If, for instance, the Harry Potter books really knew where they were going to go by the time they were done, you could probably have streamlined a lot of the stuff in the earlier Harry Potter books, and the Chronicles of Narnia books might be the same argument.
correct.
So it's nighttime.
Okay.
What does everyone want to do? Celeste was the one who suggested our nighttime rule, but she's gone now. I think we should still avoid being out at nighttime. I think it'll make me feel better that way. I agree.
It's true.
Very well then. In that case, time for bed. Yeah, she suggests that rule and then violated the rule to try and murder people. So everyone headed back to their rooms. Monokuma's parting words left me feeling anxious for the rest of the night. We've also not seen the Monokuma theater in a while. We're back to my incredibly undecorated room. Once I got back into my room, I got lost in thought. What we learned from Alter Ego kept on spinning around and around in my mind. The administrators of Hope Peak had planned all of this. They did it because of the tragedy, which had happened a year before. Apparently, the headmaster is the one who is behind it. Yeah, I really do feel like there might be a point where there's a new game plus and yellow words like this where it says headmaster will be replaced with the name of the headmaster who we figure out whoever that is later on in the game. All these mysteries make me worried, but I still have to try and unravel them bit by bit. I'm sure the road will be long and tough, but I don't have any choice. And so we're back to Monokuma Theater, and we've now got Crab. Let's talk a bit where I was before I became a bear. About where I was at before I became a bear. Interesting. At first, I was at a total loss. I just had no idea what I should become. A lady in our tech support department suggested I try being a shrimp. She was like, "Oh, the company's been trying to push this forever. It's a really incredible offer." So he just decided to become a bear from some company that turns AI into animals. But as she laid out all the details, it turned out it wasn't a tiger prawn like I'd hoped, but a little popcorn shrimp. That's totally tiny. I would have been the world's smallest mascot. I like eating shrimp. I don't want to be one myself. Plus, someone might come along and step on me. Then the lady totally started laughing at me. She was like, "You think you can do a tiger prawn on our budget?" Ultimately, I decided to become a bear instead.
And that's the secret origin story of Monokuma.
Yeah, this sounds just like gibberish still. Just gibberish for no reason. Ding dong, bing bong. I guess we'll get some free time.
Good morning, everyone. It is now 7.
Skip through this again. First things first, I need to head to the dining hall. So we don't quite have free time. The truth bullets are gone. And we just have a trigger here. I kind of want to... Can't teleport there. I guess... Can't teleport there either. So I guess I just have to walk here. I kind of want to check to make sure that the second floor of the dormitory is still locked. Quick question. Did I search this bedroom? No, I didn't. So I haven't been in the bedroom since this chapter started. So we'll just be through everything and see if we can find any Monokuma tokens. Have we opened the toolkit? I'll use the lint brush. And a nice token. And then that would just be the bed. Alright, well... 2 more tokens is 2 more tokens. It really slows down when you are over something too. So yeah, this side is still open. Whoa, Makoto, huh? Why do you sound so surprised? Sorry about that, it's just... If you would have gotten here a minute earlier, I would have cost me a few more minutes of my life. What, why?
You know?
Because Kyoko just left. Kyoko?
Serious?
You know, Makoto? When a guy and a girl go at it, it shortens the lives of the people who have to watch it happen
How
too.
about that?
And since it's me saying it, you know it's true. So like, hurry up and make it better. Anyway, see you at breakfast. So, yeah, that's easy for him to say. But what am I supposed to do? So you're kind of in this forced position that, let's see, that you have to be basically in a fight with Kyoko for the story to go forward. And here we have Byakuya, which we might as well talk to him.
What do you want?
What do you want? Well, the breakfast meeting.
That's enough.
You honestly expect me to go? Right. Oh, as long as I'm here, I should ask Byakuya what he made of the stuff Alter Ego told us. Actually, no, it's better not. The surveillance camera could catch us for sure.
What?
So, well.
Bye.
Humph. He's gone. So yeah, he just walks away. I guess we could look at the map and make sure only Hina is left. Hina does have a band-aid on her leg, but pretty much have to zoom in really close to see it. And zooming in and walking that close to her, it really goes to show how the camera is lower than it probably should be in some situations. Good morning, Hina. Morning. So, hey, so yesterday you were kind of cool, huh? What do you mean?
Yeah.
You know, when you said Alter Ego was your friend,
So,
I was thinking the same thing. But when stuff like that happens, I never know how to say what I'm thinking.
you got it.
So I'm really glad you said it for me. So thanks. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're usually like totally normal, but when the time comes, bam, you bust out your special power. I mean, even before yesterday, when stuff comes up, it's like you always do something about it. Even before yesterday. Are you talking about the class trials and stuff? Yeah, I mean the stuff is it just kind of took care of itself, you know? So it seems like this is the point where they've decided to maybe make Hina a love interest type character, even though she's basically been useless and done nothing in the story up until this point. Right as we are having conflict with Kyoko, who very possibly could be the next killer. It totally didn't. With your power and Sakura's and everyone else, I'm sure we'll get out of here. Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay.
I am right. Alright. Now that we've got the fighting spirit, let's get some grub. She's right. Even if the road is long, even if we don't keep moving forward, we'll never reach our goal. So, when are we going to get to the free time at this point? One of the problems is whenever I pause the recording, my timer that I have set up as a script is not programmed well enough to pause counting. So if I take like a 20-minute break, I have to basically know I took a 20-minute break and add it or subtract it from the running time of the recording. So some of these recordings are probably going longer than I think they are, which doesn't seem like it really matters. We still got plenty of game here, and going longer in a visual novel is not a terrible idea. One of the other things that's a problem, certainly as a game long player on YouTube, is the idea that you make a slightly inferior product if somebody has to watch a new episode that is an hour long for 6 months before you get to the end of a game. You're just going to have a significant number of people get bored and drop off if that's the case. Whereas if you later on make a playlist for that same game coverage, somebody could go through your entire playlist in less than a week once it's all been released. But most people don't do that. Most people don't get to see old content, it's not suggested to them through the recommendation algorithm. Because the recommendation algorithm is more interested in brand new stuff. Moving on. As I entered the dining hall, the first thing I saw was her. What are you staring at? Oh, Toko.
What's your problem?
What, you think your eyes will rot just by looking at me? Fine, then don't look at me. I think he's just surprised to see you at the breakfast meeting is all. Indeed, it's been quite a while since you joined us. Yeah, what made you change your mind? Byakuya said he likes a girl to have some meat on her bones, so I'm gonna start eating. I'm gonna force it down into my stomach. I'm gonna eat till I drop. I refuse to lose. What? Hina, were you interested in Byakuya? That's what that sounds like. Or are you just obsessed with eating contests? See, it kind of feels like Hina is obsessed with eating food, but then burns all the calories by swimming, which that's kind of unfair character trait to give a fictional character for sure. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Well, other than that, it looks like Kyoko isn't here.
You know?
Oh, she said she'd come by later. Later?
You know?
Yeah, after you leave. She's not even trying to hide it anymore. I know I said I wanted you to show some backbone, but I didn't need you to show it that much.
Just a second.
You're dirty, Makoto. Dirty president, dirty of Dirtylandia. You don't understand.
Just the worst.
You're the type who takes the stairs of love 3 steps at a time, aren't you? I'm telling you, it's not like that. So Hina is assuming that he did something lewd to Yoko. Just shut up already, Hina. You've been running your filthy mouth like that all morning. Filthy me? Don't make me repeat myself. I'm not filthy. It's no use denying it. We can all see how disgusting you are. Shut up. You and that lusty body of yours. Night after night, you go out for your illicit club meetings. Hey, knock it off. I can't deal with dirty stuff like that. Here, she's blushing. Your midnight extracurricular activities only put us in even more danger.
Please.
Stop it. You like me to stop, wouldn't you? Your sweaty hands gripping that big fat chalk tight. Going for all that extra credit. Your screams are like a screech of a violated blackboard. Remember, Toko is the romance novelist, quote unquote, although with this kind of dialogue it seems like she's probably the ultimate romance novelist in the fact that she's writing just sleazy material that it sells well, like 50 Shades of Grey. And it's amazing. Indecent ideas are coming to me one after another. So would you rather have a black eye on the left or right? Hey, sorry.
Hey, come on.
Let's leave Toko alone. She's got a little funny from her pent-up frustration.
You know?
Anyway, you and Kyoko need to make it up already, you know? Yeah, I know. I mean, of course, I want things to get better as soon as possible. But with everything that's been going on, I haven't had a chance to talk to her about what I saw. Before anything, I need to talk to Sakura about it. So yeah, we're just back into story mode. Cheer up, man. It's not a big deal if a girl doesn't like you. It's better than having one sue you, like I did. Jeez, Hiro, you live a pretty brutal life. Erg, I feel all dizzy. I seriously can't handle dirty stuff like that. Looks like Hina had an unexpected weakness. Let's talk to... Sorry. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. If you want to hit someone, hit Master. Please hit him. Oh yes, please let me watch you hit him. I think it's best if I stay far away from her. So I guess we're supposed to talk to Sakura here. Sakura, what is it? Can you make some time later? I was hoping I could talk to you. Oh, now that Kyoko's dumped, Makoto's trying to win Sakura's heart. Oh, are you in heat, Makoto? Don't care who they are as long as they've got the right equipment? Watch out, Sakura. Makoto's transformed into a wild beast, Prime Minister Wild Beast of Beastopia. See, once again, we're just in an awkward sex conversation, joke conversation. At least this one feels more natural than some of the other forced ones that we saw in earlier chapters, but it's still kind of just awkward and unnecessary for the story, the overall arching story they're trying to tell. It doesn't feel like falling action to me. It feels like just forced comedy. Which is why this is why is this happening to me? Can our talk wait till tomorrow? I'd like to get some rest today. For some reason I've been feeling worn down these last few days. Huh? Are you sick? Did you get hurt? No, nothing serious. I just had some minor aches and pains. Huh? Is that? It must be because of the battle. Dot dot dot. But it must be pretty bad if you have to go rest. Are you sure you're okay? I'm sure a protein shake and some sleep will get me back on my feet. That's true. Protein is good for all kinds of stuff.
Hey.
You guys like worship protein. It's like your god or something. Makoto, I don't know what you want to talk to Sakura about, but save it till tomorrow. She's in pain. Yeah, I got it.
I'm
Sorry.
You know?
Well, for now, let's eat. Eat. I'm kind of nervous. Huh? How come?
What's your
Because I
problem?
usually don't eat in front of other people. Ever since I was a kid, I'd eat by myself.
The heck?
What about your family? Oh well, I used to live with my dad, my mom, and my mom. Okay, so they're a trouble? You had two moms? What? That's just how things were. That's like a serious issue. Just let it go. You're asking for trouble getting involved with her more than you have to. How dare you speak to me with your disgusting mouth of yours. Stop saying stuff like that. Anyway, I'll go ahead and eat. If I don't, Kyoko will never show up. Pretty miserable situation, man. Hehe. I scarfed down breakfast as fast as I could and immediately headed back to my room. Now I have to wait till tomorrow to confront Sakura about what I saw. But in a way, I'm kind of relieved. It takes a lot of courage to stand face to face with Sakura and accuse her of something. So we are now at the free time. But apparently we get exactly 1 day. So the question would come down to, did we ever get a skill from the people that we've hung out with? We didn't get a skill with Kyoko, but hanging out with Kyoko is probably not an option at the moment. We don't have anything with Aoi, so let's hang out with her. Then hang out with Toko. And then probably not going to be able to hang out with Sakura. Which at that point then you would cycle back to Byakuya. But yeah, it seems like we are definitely more and more running into a scenario where it's getting more and more difficult to accomplish anything. So if I was gonna hang out with Sakura, I guess we could. Or we're gonna have to find where everybody else is otherwise. I guess we'll just fast travel. And we'll go this way. And they've started to put people in different places during the day. Pushing on them doesn't help. Smacking them doesn't help. What the heck is up with those things?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking about the metal plates covering all the windows. I know. I should try grab the top and yanking down on it. Should I talk with Hina for a while? Yeah.
You got it.
You want to do some stretches with me? ... I followed Hina's lead and did some elaborate stretching. Hina and I grew a little closer today. Would you like to give her a present? Yes, definitely. Alright, so as it were, I could give her a flotation donut, which I think she would like quite a bit. Is there any other item that even slightly feels like it might be more useful? I kind of feel like the answer to this is no. Well, we know she can't take perverted things, so Cat and Dog magazine is out. And unless I was going to give a specific item here, which none of these items even make sense as far as presents. So, yeah. Wow. Tried to use left stick there to speed up moving upward and it didn't work at all. Surely something besides the donuts is a good gift for Hina. But I'm not really seeing a lot of it. I guess maybe any food would be the right thing. We only have one, so we'll have to rethink of a gift later. And you can't really fail, you shouldn't fail something like this, so you probably should have a walkthrough when playing the game, just around the dating section alone. Gigantic donut that doubles the flotation device. Naturally, you can snack on it while floating out at sea. It comes in a variety of styles. What? I can keep this, right? Yeah, ultra stoked. Seeing Hina so pleased with something that makes me happy. Oh man, what's up?
Okay.
I'm getting totally fired up. Huh? What? How come? How come doesn't matter. Now I'm revved up. I need to get out. I need to get it out. Let's race. I don't think that's a good idea. I wouldn't stand a chance anyways.
That's right.
Really, I don't mind a solo run. Well, hold on. You always seem so excited.
What's
Hina.
your deal?
Huh? Are you making fun of me? No, I'm just impressed. Really? I used to know this one guy. He was always like, Hina, you're like a super spaz. Super spaz? Yeah, like he'd see me wearing shorts in the winter and he'd say stuff like that. But if you lose to the cold like that, it just means you weren't dedicated enough. Wow, you did stuff like that and didn't get sick?
You got it all wrong.
Getting sick is for the weak. If you're really dedicated, winter means even lighter clothes. It's all part of your training. Training, huh? So, like, are you the type who gets sick easily? Makoto apparently gets sick easily. Actually, yeah. See, you're soft. You need more training. Okay, I've got the perfect remedy to keep someone like you fit as a fiddle. Huh? What kind of remedy?
Yeah.
Actually, I do this myself every morning. You just strip down to your waist and then take a dry towel and start rubbing down your bare skin. Okay. I call it, what do I call it again? There is this like Asian exfoliating wash rag cloth that's fairly popular if you get the right quality and brand. I don't remember what that's called. I thought it was more of a Korean thing than a Japanese thing. Way to keep you healthy by stripping down and rubbing a towel across your skin. Let's see. I guess it's called towel treatment. Is it something like towel treatment?
You got it.
Oh my god, yeah, that's it. I love going out on my apartment balcony, stripping down and feeling the wind on my skin. Well, in Japan, apartment balconies tend to be fairly visible to the street and other apartments around the area. God, it feels so amazing. I never let a morning pass without getting a good rub down. This feels like this is a dirty joke. Wait, so you went out on your balcony and stripped down? And you were okay with that? You should give it a try. If you haven't got your health, you haven't got anything. I hate to see you catch a cold or something. So, Hina's report card has been updated based on your experience with her. Your maximum skill points have increased. Hey, look at you go. After being introduced to a unique sickness prevention method, I went back to my room. So, once again, this shows that Hina is being written as a character that is naive, but also sexually alluring. As well as any anime teenager character. Let's just pretend like we assume they're all 18 years old. I have plenty of time. I don't feel like just sitting here. I should go somewhere. Alright, so who are we gonna do next? If we did Aoi, let's see if we can actually hang out with Toko. That's gonna be crazy. I imagine Sakura's just not gonna deal with you. Alright, well. Where are you hiding, Toko? There you are. Well, Genocide Jill. This is probably crazy to do, but whatever. What's up? You want to go on a murder spree with me? Is it really a good idea to hang out with Genocide Jack? Spend some time with Genocide Jack. It's kind of weird that they keep going back and forth between Genocide Jack and Genocide Jill. It would have been better, I think, frankly, had they just had a sentence that said, instead of Genocide Jill, I prefer Jack, and then they could just stick with Jack the whole time. Or the second she said, I prefer Genocide Jill, as she did when she was revealed originally, it should have locked in that it was Genocide Jill always. You want me to kill you or something? You're not even close to getting me heated up. So apparently she kills men who she finds attractive and catch her fancy, which that makes sense. The time I spent with the murderous fiend was almost valuable. Did I just get a little closer to Genocide Jack? Would I like to give Genocide Jack a present? Sure. Interesting idea too, that you might end up hanging out with Toko and Genocide Jack, and that might line up in different ways. And see, even though she said she was going to eat something, I don't think food would be the right thing for her. I think sex things probably would be the right thing, and a rose whip would be probably a great thing to give her too. She might even be into the video games. The novelist fountain pen, I think, also might be something interested her. Let's give it a cat dog magazine. You might think it has to do with pets, but it's more related to beds. It's a guide for junior high and high school students to help with their physical health. So it's like a porn mag that let's give it to her. A present out of nowhere? I'm getting all flustered. I got the impression that she liked it. That's good. But oddly, that didn't increase skill points or got you any closer. Oddly. Ding dong bing bong.
Attention! Attention!
This is a different announcement.
Please gather in the gym as soon as you possibly can.
So.
Quickly, 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 quickly!
He made a special announcement to ask us to come to the gym, and he sounded pretty serious about it too. So I guess we'll have to go to the gym and find out what is going on with that next time. Yeah. Let's see, we are at save slot 21, and I think we had like 30. So we may hit a point here where I'll need to start thinking about getting rid of some of the, I guess maybe class trial ones could be overwritten. Because those would have been fairly redundant. And frankly, I'm not sure any of it really matters that much, because it seems like you can go back and play a chapter anyways. Well, yep. So, we only got apparently 2 opportunities to hang out with people, which really just means there's not enough opportunities to hang out with people ever. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.